Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Today we are taking a look at the Civivi Imperium. Now, as you can see, we're going to be taking a look at that silver shred carbon fiber version. This one does come to us via Civivi through the Apex Pass Around group. So thank you so very much to Civivi and the Apex for the opportunity to check this one out. Now, I know when I did the unboxing, there was a few comments that about the handle and stuff like that. Well, that will definitely be covered in this video. But there's actually several different models of the Imperium. Now, unfortunately, where I look, well, I actually found this one available on Knife Center. The quote-unquote fancy models have sold out a lot of places, but there's still a few, and I'll try to get you the best link I can find for that. But let's take a look at this guy. Now, like I said, this is the Civivi Imperium. A look at that silver shred carbon fiber. That's pretty cool. Now, it does have a high gloss finish on it, so there is going to be a little bit of a reflection there. But man, it looks pretty cool. I like, the shred and the marble carbon fiber. The silver, or what was it, the copper, the gold. It just adds that little bit of pop to it for sure. Really nice looking nice. You do have a lanyard post there. Civivi's deep carry pocket clip. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. But pretty much standard Civivi. It's recessed into the scale, and you have recessed pocket clip screws, so right on. We'll talk about fit and finish, but guys, it's, we, Civivi, I never really ever had an issue with either one's fit and finish. So, yeah, they're really well done. Now, as you can see there, you do have dual thumb studs, kind of the black eyeballs, as I call them sometimes, on these blades. You do have a front flipper too. Jimping on it. Jimping is done pretty well. It actually grabs your finger pretty nicely. Now, the thumb studs, yeah, it snaps. You got cage ceramic ball bearings. The action, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. And then, of course, the front flipper. Just a good solid. Now, the detent, I think the detent's pretty good. Well, on this one, probably more, I'd say it's probably more dialed in for the thumb studs, honestly, than the front flipper. But obviously for the front flipper, you don't want it too strong, or else you'd have a hard time flipping it. But yeah, the action, pretty darn good. Now, you got that Nitro-V blade. Nice stonewashed finish on it. Really nice elongated drop point. Really liking that. Nice swedge on it. No billboarding whatsoever. This is it's just a sweet knife. Now, I do believe I said, but Nitro-V steel. You do have kind of a forward finger choil there. If you have larger fingers, you might have a little bit of an issue with it. I can get forward on it, and it's pretty good. Now, your jimping, for me, in the regular grip, the jimping does pretty well. If you're going to choke up, you're kind of out past that jimping a little bit. It does grab the back of the thumb, back half-ish, third maybe, a little bit. But very comfortable pretty much all around. We'll do our specs, and then, of course, we'll get into those little high points I said we were going to talk about. So, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3/4 on fully open. About 4 1/4 in the handle. And then, of course, you're going to get about a 3.5 inch blade with about a 3 1/4 inch cutting edge. Maybe just shy of that. Grip length, you're looking at about 3 3/4. Now, obviously, if you choke up, you're definitely going to elongate that out to pretty close to 4.5. So, not too bad there. Get our size comparisons, of course. There you go. That's how it stacks up against the PM2. Pretty close. PM2's got it by a little bit as far as length goes. And then here's our bug out. And you know, I should have got this one out. Where's it at? There it is. We're going to... Still one of my favorite Civivis that we're going to compare it to is the Backlash. Yes, indeedy. So, wow, it's pretty close. That's pretty close as far as size comparison as far as the Backlash is concerned. So, now, weight. That's what we need. A weight. Oh, sorry guys. Long days at work this week. So, whew, your brain doesn't necessarily fire great to begin with, and that just makes it worse. 83 grams on the weight, 2.9 ounces. So as far as the, you know, it is a slender knife, but as far as the size and length goes, that's a pretty darn good weight. This thing carries like a dream. There you go, your deep carry clip. Now with the shape of the handle, you got a little bit peeking out there. Not too much though. Pretty darn nice. All right, our overall, guys. The slenderness of this knife, I'm really digging it. I love the profile, the handle shape, the blade shape. It has a really good feel in hand. Now, I told you we were going to talk about the pocket clip. I do feel this clip a little bit right here. And I will say, if we're going to do any type of extended cutting, it might be, yeah, it's going to annoy me after a while. If I was going to do, you know, lots and lots of cutting, it would annoy. I mean, just simple. I could definitely feel it. It's kind of a hot spot. It is. First, man, this might be one of the first Civivi knives that I've really had an issue with the clip at all. But I mean, you got a pretty good, I mean, that's a really high turn on that thing. I think you could cut that down just a little bit and it would be a little bit better. Well, for me, anyway, obviously, in my hand. But there you go, my 3 3/4 inch hand. That's kind of what we're looking, you know, for a grip. Fits well. Everything else about the grip, the handle, is pretty darn good. Now, the other question I got was, you know, people were like, man, you got this really nice looking knife, but then you have this pretty much plain Jane Civivi clip on it. Yeah, I can get that, you know, but then again, we're still talking Civivi. You know, we're not talking, you're not talking titanium and all that, and that's pretty much our standard clip. So do I expect much more than that? No, I honestly can't say that I do. I totally understand what you're saying about the plain Jane clip, for sure, on a knife that, you know, that's jazzed up a bit. I mean, come on, that's jazzed up. That's pretty, so a different style clip, sure, that would probably look a little bit better. Now, the other question I got was, like I said, this is a pretty high gloss, you know, on this carbon fiber, and people said, is it slick? You know, initially, I didn't think it was, but after use and getting it, using it, yeah, it is. It's slick. You know, that first impression was okay. It really hasn't improved, my first impression, as far as the grip on it. It is kind of slick. So if initially I told you it wasn't too bad, well, I didn't think it was then. Now, yeah, it's slick. It is a bit slick. And if your hands get wet, it's gonna be even more slick. Just my opinion, I would definitely go more for some G10 or, you know, micarta or something like that, because it looks great. Don't get me wrong. Or if it had, you know, and with that gloss finish, that just kind of brings out, obviously, the carbon fiber and stuff in it. So, you know, if you had some texturing in there, you'd probably lose some of that pop in that carbon fiber, the silver carbon fiber. So, you know, I guess it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the others. If you're in it for the aesthetics, it's probably okay. If you're in it for the use of the knife, then, you know, okay. We're probably, it definitely could be better. So, you know, just my thoughts on it. Overall, I really love the design of the knife. I really do. I would probably go more for, like I said, one of the G10 or a micarta version or something like that. And they have several versions. There were several versions of the carbon fiber. There's a couple, I think there's a couple of micarta versions. G10, I believe they have a Jade G10 version. So I'll leave a link to it down in the description so you can just kind of see. And Damascus, oh my goodness. If you're into Damascus, there are some really, really awesome looking combinations. So, really cool. Let's see here. Yep, we got the Jade G10. You got brown micarta. You got olive micarta. And then, of course, you have the, what is that? Gold shred, silver shred. And you've got the stonewash or the black blades on the shred, and then all the Damascus. Wow. Even the micarta versions are Damascus. I wished they'd have a micarta version with a nice stonewash. That's just me, though. You know, I'm not huge on Damascus. I guess I could go with the Jade G10 and dye it red. Could always do that. Yeah. Sure. We could do that. But there you go, guys. That's kind of my thoughts on the Civivi Imperium. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. As always, thank you very much to the Apex and to Civivi for putting this one out. Overall, guys, we're going to give it a grade. Man, everything, that handle was just a, you know, we're going to give it a grade of an 8. 80%, nah, 75, 7.5. Because we've got the clip that's kind of giving us issues, and then the slickness of the handle. It's a beautiful knife. It's well made. I love the design, but this model would probably be a 7.5. Now, I'm thinking a micarta or a G10 would probably hit that 8, because just it would at least take care of some of the slickness of the handles. So, but anyway, let me know what you think, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you what this one costs. $90. All the carbon fiber ones are $90. The micarta are $85, and then the Jade G10 is $68. So there you go. So thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it again. Remember, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later, guys. Bye-bye.